projects. In this video, we are going to explain about the project that is enhancing telemarketing success using Ensemble based online machine learning. Before getting into the execution, first let us understand what is the project about. Telemarketing is basically a strategy where companies use phone calls to directly connect with customers. It's a way to promote products or services by reaching out people instead of waiting for them to come to you. Now when the businesses do this, they collect a lot of data from these campaigns. Things like how customers respond, what kind of products they are interested in, and even their buying habits. The data is super useful because it helps companies figure out who their ideal customers are and tailor their marketing strategies accordingly. But here the problem is for these campaigns to actually work, the companies need to target the right people. If they start calling random people who aren't interested, it's not just waste of time and money, but it can also annoy potential customers and give company a bad name. So the key takeaway is that telemarketing isn't just about making calls, it is about making sure those calls are meaningful and directed at the right audience to get the best results. One of the big challenges that we have in telemarketing is dealing with the type of data these campaigns generate. Most of the time, the number of unsuccessful calls where customers aren't interested completely overshadows the successful ones. This creates an imbalance in the data set, which makes it really hard for regular machine learning models to figure out patterns and predict who's likely to be interested. It is like trying to learn from examples where majority don't match what we are looking for. And on top of that, people's preferences don't stay the same. So they change because things like shifts in the company's economy or even trends. So it is not enough to train a model once and hope it keeps working. You need a system that can learn on the go, updating itself with the new data, with the new while still remembering what is already learned. And then here is the another tricky part, how we predict it if someone will buy if you have never dealt with them before. Here is there is not much research on this, which is why new and smarter methods are needed to make telemarketing campaigns more efficient and effective. So the system we are talking about is designed to make telemarketing campaigns smarter and more effective. And when companies run these campaigns, they spend a lot of resources like paying telecallers and covering telecom costs. If these efforts are wasted on the wrong audience, it is a big loss. That's where this system steps in. Here, machine learning models are used to predict the customers who are most likely to buy. So companies can focus their efforts on the right people and save resources. And now, here, what makes that even cooler that is, customer preferences don't stay the same, they keep changing. To handle this, the system includes something called online machine learning training mechanism. So, basically, this allows the model to learn continuously. Every time new data comes in, the model updates itself without losing what is already known. And to make these predictions reliable, the system uses advanced ensemble techniques that are random forest, XGBoost, ADA boost, gradient boosting are employed. So, this combination ensures that system is both efficient and also accurate. And these are evaluated, that is, these models, machine learning models, are evaluated using accuracy, precision, recall, and FN score. Moving on, one of the biggest problem in telemarketing is that they can be highly imbalanced, meaning you have far more customers who aren't interested in buying than who actually make purchase. This can confuse the system, making it harder to predict who will buy, especially when the interested customers are outnumbered. So to solve this issue, we have used some advanced techniques called ADA, SYN, SMOTE, that is broadline SMOTE, and SMOTE. They are the oversampling techniques. They essentially generate synthetic data that is new but realistic samples of customers who are interested in buying. This helps the model to learn better and make it more accurate when predicting who will purchase a product. On top of that, to make predictions even sharper, the system selects relevant features by using mutual information. So here we have done selection using mutual information technique. This combination of balancing the data and picking the right features ensures that the model works efficiently, targeting the right customers without wasting resources. So, in simple terms, the system helps companies focusing on people who are most likely to buy, making their marketing campaigns much more effective. So this is the proposed system of the project. Moving on to the extension. To further improve the accuracy, we have tuned XGBoost model as the extension, which is a powerful machine learning algorithm. The thing with XGBoost is that it has a lot of settings that is called hyperparameters that can be adjusted to get the best results. So we have spent time with fine tuning these settings to find the combination that gives us the highest accuracy. Essentially, this makes the model smarter and more reliable when it comes to predicting customer behavior. On top of that, we have also created a easy to use front-end interface using Flask, which allows users to interact with the system. This interface is designed to be simple and intuitive so users can test the system in. To make sure the data is safe and secure, we have added authentication, meaning only authorized users can access the system. This not only ensures privacy but also makes it easier for users to test and assess how well the system works. So, in a nutshell, we have made the system more accurate and even better settings and making it easy and secure for users to check out the results. So, this is the extension part. Moving on to the implementation. To implement this project, we have followed the steps mentioned in the flow of work. So, the first step is importing the packages. So, we import the necessary libraries and packages such as pandas, numpy, scikit-learn, and other needed for data manipulation and model building. And next comes the exploring the dataset part. So here we load the dataset and perform initial exploration to understand its structure, features, and identify any potential issues like missing values or outliers. Then comes data visualization. Here we use charts and graphs to visualize the dataset and better understand the distribution and relationship between features. Coming to data processing, here we fill missing values with appropriate strategies like mean, median, and mode. After that, we remove any repeated rows in the dataset to ensure model is trained on the unique data. Then comes drop cleaning, dropping unnecessary or irrelevant features that do not contribute to the model performance. After that, we do label encoding, where we convert categorical labels into numerical values using label encoding so that machine learning models can process them. And coming to the part of feature selection, here we identify and select the most relevant features that contribute the most to predicting the target variable. So here we use mutual information technique for selecting the important features. And here we separate the independent variables that is x from the dependent variable y in the data set where x is the feature set and y is the target variable. And then comes splitting the data set part. So here we divide the data set into training and testing sets, typically in the ratio of 80 is to 20 to train and test the model. So training set is used to train the models and testing set is used to evaluate the model. Coming to data balancing, so here we have used multiple data balancing techniques that are broadline, smooth that generates synthetic samples for the minority class near the decision boundary. Coming to smooth, it is synthetic minority oversampling technique. It creates synthetic samples by interpolating between minority and class points. Coming to ADA-SYN, it is similar to smooth but focuses on generating samples for harder to learn instances. Coming to building the model, so we choose and initialize a machine learning model such as random forest, XGBoost, or any other sustainable, suitable model for the task. Then comes the training the model. We train the model on training dataset, adjusting weights and parameters to minimize the error. Coming to model evaluation, here we choose a metrics called accuracy, precision, recall, and FN score to evaluate the models. And then we compare them through the graphs. Then comes the part of front end. So here, the front end has been developed using Flask framework, integrating features like user registration and login through an SQLite database. And coming to user gives input as feature values. The user inputs the feature values in the front end interface for prediction process. Coming to the pre-processing, that is the given input, it will be pre-processed at the back end, so ensuring that it matches with the format expected by the model. And then that input pre-processed will be fed with the trained model that will be giving the prediction in the front end. Moving on to the algorithms used. So these are the algorithms used in this project for training the model for predicting the in telemarketing success, whether the customer will is interested or not. So each algorithm is trained on the data balancing technique that is broadlines mode. That means here, gradient boosting is trained on the data balanced using broadlines mode, SMODE, and ADA-SYN. Similarly, all the algorithms are trained like that. Moving on to the requirements. To implement this project, we need basic requirements, which are hardware and software. Coming to hardware, we need operating system of Windows, processor of 5 and above, RAM of 8 GB, and hard disk of 25 GB and above. Coming to software, we need application of Python, front-end framework of Flask, back-end framework of Jupyter Notebook, database of SQLite 3, and front-end technologies are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap 4. So this is about the requirements. And this is the overview of the project. Now let us execute. To execute, we are supposed to open the code folder that contains source code files. Let's open the code folder. These are the source code files in the code folder of the project. Let us understand each of them. How will they be used in this project? Open the dataset folder. Here, this is the data that we have used in this project to train the model for predicting the customer's interest. So here is here is the data set. So these are different features. Based on these features only, we will be predicting the customer's interest. Let's close this. And this is the test data file in which we have test cases that we will be using in the front end to predict the customer interest. Get back. And the static folder. This folder consists of files related to CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap files which are important for the visual appeal. And here we have templates folder. This folder contains all the HTML pages used in this project. It typically includes files like index.html, about.html, etc., which represent different pages of the website. And here we have app.py file. This .py file contains the information related to front-end logic. It includes code written in Python that handles server-side operations such as processing user requests, interacting with the database, and generating dynamic content to be rendered in HTML templates. And this is the notebook.ipynb file. This is a Jupyter notebook file which contains combination of code, graphs, and outputs all in one place. And this allows users to write and execute code in individual cells, making it a popular choice for the data science. And this is the signup.db file. This file is a database file which is used to store the user information. So this is about the code folder. Now let us execute. So copy the path of the code folder from the address bar of the file explorer. I'm copying the path. Now open the command prompt. So it has been opened. Give the command cd, give the space, paste the copied path, and now click on enter. Here current directory is changed to the code folders path. Now compile app.py file. So give the command python space app.py and now click on enter. This command will execute Python script and perform a runtime check for any syntax errors or logical issues. And after running the app.py file, Flask framework will host the application locally at the default address, which is the local host and the port unless configured differently. Just wait for a while, it is being loaded. So here the application has been hosted. So this is the address where application has been hosted. This is the local host and this is the port. Now we are supposed to copy this local link provided by the Flask framework and paste it into any web browser. I'm copying the link. I prefer Google Chrome, so I will paste it in that. Paste the link here, click on enter. This is a web page of the project which is displayed in the browser and this is developed using Flask framework. So we need to sign up first. Click on sign up and enter all the registration details if you are registering newly. I have already registered, so I will directly sign in. Click on sign in. Give your username and the password and click on sign in. We have signed in successfully and we are redirected to prediction page of the project. So here you can see a juice file button, right? We need to click on that for uploading the test case file. So click on that. So select the file and click on open. So before uploading, let's see what do we have in this test data file. Let's get back to the code folder, open the data set, open the test data. Here, these are different inputs. These are different test cases that we will be giving them as the inputs. So these are the parameters. Based on these parameters only, we will be getting the prediction. So the first parameter which we have is the age. It is the age of the customer, and this is important demographic feature for the customer that can influence purchasing behavior. Then comes the job. It is a type of job the customer holds, whether it is admin, technician, service, etc. It helps in understanding the customer's socio-economic status. Then we have marital. It is the marital status of the customer, whether it is single, married, divorced. Marital status may impact buying decisions. Coming to education, it is the level of education the customer has attained, whether it is primary, secondary, and tertiary. It can give insights into the customer's awareness and preferences. Then comes default part. It indicates whether the customer has credit in default, that is yes or no. This affect the purchasing decisions based on the financial stability. Coming to balance, it is the customer's average yearly balance in their bank account. A higher balance could indicate more financial stability, making them more likely to make purchases. Housing. Whether the customer has housing loan, this could indicate the customer's financial obligations and affect their purchasing behavior. Loan. It is whether the customer has potential his personal loan. This also provides insights into the customer's financial situation. Then comes the day. It is the last day of the week the customer was contacted. This might help in identifying trends in the customer behavior during specific days. Then we have month. It is the last month of the year when the customer was contacted. Certain months might reflect the seasonal trends in the buying behavior. Then comes the duration. It is the duration in seconds of the last contact with the customer. A longer contact duration may indicate a higher likelihood of interest. Then comes the camping, the number of contacts performed during this camping. This can help assess how persistent the company is in reaching the customer. And then we have P days, it is the number of days since the customer was last contacted from the previous camping. This helps to understand the recency of the interaction. Then we have previous, it is the number of contacts performed before the camping. This shows the persistence of marketing effort with the customer. Last one we have is P outcome. It is the outcome of the previous marketing campaign, that is success, failure, or unknown. This helps to understand the customer's previous response to the marketing efforts. So this is about the parameters. Now these inputs, these test cases, we will be giving them as the input. Close this, get back to the application, and now click on upload. So this given input, it will be pre-processed at the backend, and then trained model will be giving us a prediction. So here we got the prediction for all the cases that we have given. For the first case that we have given, here we got the prediction as customer is not interested. So these are the details of the first case. For this case, it has been predicted as customer is not interested. And with the second case also, we have customer is not interested. And for the third case, where if the details are these, here we got the prediction as customer is interested. Similarly, for all the other cases, we got the prediction whether if the customer is interested or not. Now let's check with the graphs. Click on graph. So here we have the graphs. This is the accuracy score comparison graph. So this graph on x-axis we have accuracy score, and on y-axis we have all the algorithms that are trained on all the data balanced techniques. And here this is the precision score comparison graph. This is the recall score, and this is the FN score. Now click on sign out. In this way, just by giving inputs to the application, it will predict whether the customer is interested or not. By this, the telecom industry, the companies, they can save their resources. So this is all about the project.
Thank you for watching video. For more projects, please visit our website www.trueprojects.in. For updates on latest project videos, please visit True Projects YouTube channel and subscribe.